Hello, welcome to another edition of Pendragon Poetry. There is Marseille in the background. You can see Marseille Football Club, I think. That's the Chateau de Notre Dame. It's on top of a hill over the village of Allo, and back in the day some sort of Turks from Fakir arrived in the sea down there, and then when they arrived, it was the local warlord, the Ligurians, who lives up here on this hill, was having this marriage ceremony where his daughter enters like a room full of suitors and gives a cup of wine or water, they don't know, to whoever she wants to marry. And the guys from Fakir were in town. She went on to him. She probably thought him a bit exotic, as they all do, don't they? Even like the people think I'm exotic. I'm from Burnley in Marseille. Anyway, so they went up. She went up to him, and then that's the start of the foundation of Marseille by Greek colonists, which just sort of gives them that slight difference from the rest of France. They just feel a bit weirder. Well, not weird, just different. So anyway, why am I talking about all that? Well, I want to talk about what I'm doing at the moment, which is studying and writing Conchordia. Now, Conchordia is an invention of my own. I call it, well, it's like concords with chords. And it's also based on the Flight of the Conchords. I really dig them, and I dig them for the singular reason that they can dance, sing, act, tell jokes. It's like multitasking for artists. There's a gust. That's not going to sound good on the filming. I suppose I'm right up high. Anyway, so I got thinking about it. I'm like, do you know what? Theatre. You got musicals. You got theatre. You got musical theatre. Blah blah blah. But it just needs a bit more formalisation. And I thought, okay. When people write operas, you've got your libretto and your music, and the same with musicals, you've got your sort of book, your lyrics and the music. But what if you had an element where you can introduce a composer into your sort of production team, as well as the lighting, the set design. You've also got a composer. So then, what will they do? Well, they're going to base their compositions upon a basic tune with the melody and the basic chords. i.e. chords, which can play on an acoustic guitar, which is lucky because I can't do any notation, so I'm just going to play it on acoustic guitar and let the composer do his bit. That is the foundation of Conchordia. But there's more to it. Because I'm a poet, and because I'm a trained poet, and because I breathe out iambic pentameter, and because Shakespeare set such a high standard, you've got all these people going, Shakespeare the best, Shakespeare the best, he's the best, But nobody's like trying to emulate his work. He's like, he's brilliant, and we're just not going to climb him like Mount Everest and stuff. You know what I mean? It's like, there he is. It's like, but if he was the best, we should be copying him, at least emulating him. So I've come to the thinking I need to create blank verse, or bits of rhyme here and there, but iambic pentameter, because that was the chosen medium of our greatest poet. So it has to be, if we're going to try and get some more brilliant work done, it needs to be in that meter. So there you go, Shakespearean blank verse plus banging tunes. Which Shakespeare, I'm a better bass player than Shakespeare, but it's not a competition. So that is what I'm doing. So at present, I'm going to tell you how my mind works and the creativity of me during Conchordia composition. So in this book, I am working on Viriathus. Now Viriathus is a favourite of mine. I thought of the idea before I thought of Conchordia, and I need to do a musical theatre about this guy, like Viriathus kind of shit. It's going to be cool. So I'm currently composing that, and I go out in the mornings, usually with Daisy, but this morning while I've been in France, I've just been going to cafes, and I got really wicked. That last line I just got up here was brilliant. And there are my notes. So before I start composing, I have to research. I usually go to the National Library, but you've got the internet. But I've got the National Library of Scotland, go up there, I'm suddenly trawling through stuff like the Muhammad Ali's poetry, from boxing, Gods of the Ring, Conchordia. And I'm also working on Gaston Dominici. Now Gaston Dominici is this guy from the 1950s this French guy, he lives near Leurs, where we are going tomorrow, of all the places. And Sir Jack Drummond turns up with his wife and his 10-year-old daughter. So they park up next to his house, farm, La Grande Terre. The next morning, they're all found dead. Two of them, the parents are shot and she's battered to death. So, and then everyone's accusing each other. All these old provincial feuds come bubbling to the surface. And they find these, anyway, fascinating stuff. And I'm going to make a Concorde out of that. I haven't written any of the songs yet, but I'm like listening to some of the sort of provincial sounds. There's a right nice guy in accordion type thing out this morning outside Marseille Harbour. So I'm sat there with my food, trying to absorb my hangover with some fruit juice. And then he's playing da-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee. And then these two ladies did this sort of waltz past him. This is France. It's a proper French moment, it's funny. Anyway, so that's Gaston Dominici. So tomorrow, I'm not going to be writing about Gaston Dominici, but I'm going to be absorbing the place, looking at the courthouse, the farm, just feeling communing with the ghosts, getting the vibes. It's possible that Roger Perrin, who I think did it, and a few other people think did it, I couldn't meet him, he's like 85, he's definitely did it, but like Steve and that, they're a bit nervous about stepping in front of him, like, I'm not going to stop you from getting shot. I'm like, we might not find Roger Perrin. So that's part of that. In the meanwhile, I'll be writing more Viriathus, because I'll have a bit more headspace out there. And then once I've finished that, I'm going to move on to the next composition, which is 1812. No, 1812. It's like the flight of the White Eagle. It's like the story about the retreat from Moscow by the French under Napoleon. And trust me, that is pure Shakespearean. I've been working on it in my head, like subplots and brilliant songs. So that is me proving, once you set off trying to emulate Shakespeare, there's a natural sort of evolution of your creative spirit which starts doing it. And this 1812 one, like Viriathus is a bit small. I really like it, but the Flight of the White Eagles it's cosmic stuff. So there we go. So those are, and finally, just a bit more about my Conchordia stuff. I've also got some comedies. Now the comedies aren't blank verse. It's all more like lethology quintology. There's 5 of them, and a few others. Exes and Axes, one about cannibals. So they're the comedies. So I'm going to differentiate my Concords with. Oh, it's good though, isn't it? Concords, like, cause they've put Concords out of use a few years ago after that French Concorde crash. But the word is beautiful, so I'm going to use it. No one else is using it. Whew. Anyway, so back to point. 5 Concords in lethology, plus like I said, a few other comedies. They're all going to be done in just regular chit chat. So the blank verse is going to be from my histories. I'm not going to do tragedies, because if I'm going to do a tragedy, it's probably going to be from history. I'm not going to make one up myself. So histories, blank verse, comedies, general chit chat. All of them banging tunes, sewn into them, which I want to do on an acoustic guitar, which people then can copy in the future. And there we go. That is Conchordia on February the 1st, 2020. And last night, Brexit happened. You know what I mean? It's like, this is the new dawn. Basically means I can't use my phone for free, calling home anymore, and I can only spend 90 days out of 180 days in Europe. Starting next January. But it's all good to see the rest of the world. Okay, bye for now. I hope you subscribe. I don't have Daisy with me here, obviously. But yeah, so that is Conchordia.